Good evening. It's the third day of Aseret Tshuva, September 25th, 2025. This is your weather enthusiast, Simcha Lefton. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. Powerhouse winter storm develops off the Gulf of Alaska, strengthening to 28.44 as it heads towards the western Canadian coast. This storm system will be responsible for bringing 3 feet of snow in some locations of the mountains across the western portions of Canada, with heavy rain over the Juneau area and other areas like that. Storm warnings, a hurricane force wind warning is in effect for those locations. Sustained winds of 74 miles per hour. Hurricane force sustained winds is forecasted for some isolated spots off the coast, with wind gusts to 99 miles per hour in some locations over there. This storm system will move into the Canadian area. We have a snowstorm that moved across, brought several inches of snow over into the Colorado Rockies just a couple of days ago. Some areas got 8.8 inches of snow. That was pretty much the peak, it looked like, but many locations got less than that, 6 or 7 inches for those locations. Sizzling heat continues across the desert Southwest as temperatures remain in the upper 90s, close to 100 degrees. Over the next several days, the Chicago area is going to be getting a warm-up for next week until a cold front moves through right around Monday or so. Temperatures climb into the 80s. After the front moves through, we continue to have warm temperatures. We have a week of temperatures headed into the 80s, but after a cold front moves through on Monday, we're going to see more of a lake breeze for areas near the lake. Those temperatures will cool off for areas near the lake. Temperatures dropping into the 70s, possibly even 60s, but temperatures remaining in the 80s well inland. The following week, we have something pretty phenomenal according to the GFS computer model. The GFS computer model has gone wild. It's forecasting temperatures to go into the mid-90s for both October 7th, October 8th, and October 9th. But the European computer model is more realistic with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Looking ahead to the first days of Succos, we have a storm system that is expected to develop just east of the Colorado Rockies across the Kansas area. But this is 2 weeks out from right now. This storm system is expected to bring rain over into the St. Louis area as early as Monday night. But this precipitation is expected to spread. We can't say really expected because, the word expected, according to the National Weather Service, means there's an 80% chance that it's going to happen. This is already 2 weeks out, close to 2 weeks out, so about 10 days out. So it's, the forecast accuracy, even if the general picture is accurate, but the timing might not be, and the locations might not be. But as of right now, the European computer model does bring rain into the Chicago area starting the second night of Succos all the way into Wednesday, but mild temperatures, with temperatures remaining above room temperature throughout the entire night for the first several nights. Room temperatures between 59 and 86 degrees. Temperatures remain above 59 degrees for the first several nights and the first several days, but we do have that rainmaker coming in on Wednesday. It does not look like a strong storm system, but rain nonetheless. We're entering a time of the year when we could be seeing lake effect rain showers that could be happening at times. That's something whenever you have the cooler air that blows over the lake, that's something that could be happening. I skip over to Israel for just a second because we have a couple days of brutal heat expected on Sunday and Monday as of right now. That's a week from this Sunday. Erev Sukkot as well on Monday. Temperatures going into the 90s across many locations that normally don't reach the 90s, and we even have temperatures going into the hundreds over in the desert locations. Areas near the Persian Gulf remain extremely hot and humid. We have many hurricanes across the world right now. Many hurricanes affecting places around Vietnam. We have a hurricane also affecting areas out into the Pacific Ocean. But the most, on one hand, the most unique system is really that storm system over in the Gulf of Alaska that's expected to actually bring sustained winds of 74 miles per hour. And again, the National Weather Service has issued a hurricane force wind warning along with 3 feet of snow expected in the mountains. The areas near land, areas near the city, near the ground elevation, sea level, will likely see mostly just rain. Snow fans here in the Chicago area that have already been texting me about this upcoming winter, and that this upcoming winter is expected generally, according to most models, to not be a La Nina year and not be an El Nino year. It's expected to be a neutral year. Now, for many locations in the U.S., that means more normal weather, but not for Chicago. The Chicago area tends to see its heaviest snowfall years which are neutral. However, the National Weather Service has issued a La Nina watch, which will go into effect for October, November, and December. So there is a chance that a La Nina could develop during those months. Nonetheless, the general consensus, says the Washington Post, is that we will be in for a neutral year this year, bringing the top 5 snow seasons in the Chicago area. 4 out of the top 5 were neutral. And 77 into 78, 78 into 79, 2013 into 2014. Those years were all neutral. 2010 into 2011, the Groundhog's Day blizzard, that was not a neutral year, but that's the only year that was not neutral. Anyways, we just want to make a couple of corrections. Number one, first of all, the intense heat over in the desert Southwest with temperatures in the mid and upper 90s, it's actually being replaced with a flood watch, tells us the National Weather Service, over the next few days. 1 to 3 inches of rain is expected over, even the Phoenix National Weather Service has reported this over parts of that area. We also will make mention that the temperatures are actually going to be really warm. Unseasonably warm weather is expected in the Chicago area over the next several days. This is due to a tropical storm, the remnants of a tropical storm that's moving into the southeastern portions of the United States, bringing compressional warming into the Chicago area. Temperatures in the mid-80s, possibly even upper 80s. National Weather Service tells us temperatures going into the upper 80s across Chicagoland over the next few days, a gradual warming trend before a cool front comes off of the lake. Now, the truth is, though, the entire going well into the mid part of next week, we're going to be influenced by that compressional warming, bringing temperatures into the 80s in inland locations. The only thing is that the heat is coming in on east winds. Therefore, areas near the lake will likely see cooler temperatures. Lake water temperatures are in the 60s. They're still in the 60s. It's mild, warm lake water temperatures, so temperatures may drop into the 70s for areas near the lake, possibly even 60s, but temperatures remaining in the 80s while inland for the next several days, even beyond several days, due to the remnants of this tropical storm in the southeastern portions of the United States. We will make mention of another thing, is that we do have this could be the same system. It looked like there was some type of a hurricane that is going to be moving across the Atlantic Ocean for next week, which we have the hurricane track. The National Hurricane Center does have a hurricane track worked out through Tuesday. One can look into this, and then after Tuesday, it's kind of in the open as to what exactly this is where it's going to go, whether it's going to weaken or weaken entirely. We have the system set up to actually becoming a Category 3 hurricane, according to the National Hurricane Center. This is something different than the remnants of the tropical storm in the southeastern portions of the United States. If you look on a map which shows the track, it does show the possibility of this storm possibly reaching the coastline or affecting the coastline of the United States, probably around Yom Kippur or so, around October 2nd of next week, possibly even a little bit before, but people could stay tuned regarding how close that will get to the United States. It will be in a weakening phase, but it's coming from a major Category 3 hurricane, so it might take a while for this to weaken. It will be going into cooler waters. So we're making that correction again for the desert Southwest, and we're also putting more of an emphasis right now on the heat in the Chicago area for places inland where temperatures actually will go into the mid and upper 80s. We're going to convert that over into Celsius. We're going to see temperatures reaching 30 degrees Celsius and higher in the Chicago area, and more importantly in Eretz Yisrael, where they use the Celsius system, we're going to be seeing temperatures going up to 35 degrees Celsius. This is already after Yom Kippur for the Sunday and Monday period. That's something that sticks out with the European computer model. Just to go back to the GFS model, even though this likely isn't going to happen, but if you look to see what is responsible for the heat, why is the GFS forecasting temperatures in Chicago to go into the mid-90s, you'll see that there's a dome of heat. There's an upper level ridge of 590 decimeters according to the GFS that sets itself up over in the Midwest for the holiday of Succos. But as we know, the GFS model doesn't have the same accuracy as the European computer model. Nonetheless, it's something to keep an eye on. The latest the temperature has ever hit 90 degrees in the Chicago area was October 6th, 1963, according to one source. But that does have to be verified with the National Weather Service. Thank you for listening. I wish everybody a wonderful week. And stay safe.